Lions TV, we are sponsored by Regal Elevators and Lifts Consultants Limited, a company that is owned and operated by a Millwall fan, just like every single one of the sponsors you can see in and around me. If you are going to do a bit of business, then you know what to do by now. Keep it in the Millwall family by checking out all the sponsors' website links in the description below. This is your post-match analysis video for yesterday's 1-1 draw against Luton at Kenilworth Road. Again, I'm not going to bother editing it too much. That's all boring me now. And it seems to get a better response if I just go off the cuff and just have a general chat about my feelings to do with football, not about life. You don't want to delve into that pot. Okay, so 4-4-2. Good. The team we went with, not bad. I actually put together a little team that I said should start yesterday. That would have been my best 11. There was only two players off that. I would have played McCarthy instead of Romeo. And I would have played, obviously, probably Ben Thompson instead of Ryan Leonard. That would have been my starting 11. But we're not far off. We're not far off now. Best side. It was electric in there. Pre-match was electric. A lot of Millwall fans in good spirits. And I'm going to honestly try not to be too negative today. Today, what I'm going to try and do is give you a little bit of a reflection from the other side of the coin, from the things that I'm not thinking, from the things that Neil Harris may be thinking, and credit that we're not giving him that maybe we should. Yeah. Okay, so the game starts out, and as I said, our fans are electric, and what seems to be the general pattern that games for us are following at the minute is our crowd turn up, as we always do. We're energetic, we're loud, we get behind a team, and obviously with that little roof in Kenilworth Road, in a tight, compact stadium in an away end, the atmosphere was electric. I've put a video out on social earlier if you want to take a look at that. And it happens in most games. We have a very good atmosphere, at home or away, really. And then the team start well. 10 minutes in, the team starts to die off. Eventually, our fans, the tempo from our fans also dies down. Then the other team start to take control. We start to sit back and run out of ideas. And then eventually, the other fans sense blood. The other team realise that they're completely dominating the game. And they end up usually beating us, or we get us getting a result that we're not entirely happy with, or a performance that we're not entirely happy with. Last night, and as I said, I'm not gonna try and be too negative tonight. I really aren't. But the first half was horrendous. And for those who were at Luton last night, and for the others that watched it on telly, that's what I was talking about. What I saw at Blackburn, just no ideas, no one getting on the overlap, no one willing to take that chance and make stuff happen. Players just literally stopping in their tracks, passing it backwards and sideways. And there was, for the first time last night, chance for Neil Harris out. I didn't chant that. I wasn't involved in that chanting. I've made my feelings clear. I don't need to be getting involved in that. But I can understand people's frustration. And last night with the world watching, I think it was more... Never has there been a more evident time to try and dig yourself out of shit. And in the first half, it was borderline pathetic. It really was. Just no confidence, won't cross the halfway line. I've said all I want to say on that anyway, and Luton dominated the play. And as a result, at half-time, we've gone into boos, boring Neil Harris out, shit. I did join him in that one, I've got to admit. But, yeah, a little reaction from Sean Hutchinson as we go in at half-time. And I'm not mentioning that to try and drop Hutchinson in the shit. I'm mentioning that because I'm glad to have our skipper back. And I think Sean Hutchinson should continue in the side, and that shows to me that he cares. A lot of reactions last night from players. That from Sean Hutchinson at half time. I don't know. I wasn't actually looking, but I looked around. I saw him wave his arm at our fans. But listen, that's only a positive thing in my mind. So don't go after Sean Hutchinson on the back of that. You can see he's passionate. You can see he cares about the club, despite not really being in the team and having a sniff so far this season. We come out the second half, and again the first 10 minutes wasn't great. Connor Mahoney gets taken off at half-time for Ben Thompson, and we go to sort of a diamond formation. Ben Thompson on the left side of that diamond. Ben Thompson was full of energy, and it does seriously make me question where Connor Mahoney's going in his Millwall career. But again, listen, I'm not digging out Mahoney. I'm not even digging out the manager. Just something isn't right in my opinion. It's just coming across. It's coming across. Mahoney's gone out the side. Mahoney was, he's I think Millwall halfway line on Twitter. I'll try and find a tweet and put it up on the screen now. He said that yesterday, that Mahoney's not become a bad player overnight. Mahoney's a very good player, but he looks lacklustre. He doesn't look like he's got any confidence, like a lot of the players. But Ben Thompson comes on for him, and then that puts sort of, Jeb Wallace a little bit more central, a little bit further up the pitch, in my opinion, and it started to work. And again, the players just came out of nowhere. The players that we know and love went for it. They went for it. You know, they was aggressive in the tackle. They was intense. They was fighting for each other. They was thriving off the crowd, and in return, the crowd were, you know, you don't always have to you don't have to place a 50-yard pass at me, or you don't have to score a 25-yard free kick. If you're flying into tackles, that's all the crowd want, and it gets the fans rolled up. We fed off each other, and for about half an hour in the second half, we was actually very good. We was back to our best under Harris. So, you know, I'm not saying, again, it's the manager's fault. If the players have got that in them, you know, you don't know what's been said at half-time. I've got a sneaky suspicion something might have been said along the lines of, my job's on the line here, fucking get out and save it. Because, listen, regardless of what I think, personally, I think he is coming close. Okay, so we get our goal. Jeb Wallace, left foot shot. Keeper parries it. Tom Bradshaw, on hand to tap it in. He put a throw up on Instagram. I'm in the throw as well, which I was quite pleased with. I don't know why, because I get myself on camera every week, don't I? But, yeah, just a passionate response from our fans. You can see it on all our faces behind the goal in the photo. And he has to be our number one striker. I'm sorry, he has to be our number one striker. I know Matt Smith's a target man, but the energy that man brings to the pitch, I'm talking about Tom Bradshaw, you can see he wants to be out there. Jeb Wallace can see he wants to be out there. Ben Thompson can see he wants to be out there. In the second half, Marlon Romeo, different player. Flying past Jeb Wallace, getting crosses in the box, taking chances, risking things to try and make things happen. My mate said something very right to me at half-time. John O'Mara said to me at half-time, who you'll never see on the channel because he hates the cameras. He has got a face for radio, bless him. But he said, if you're a player playing against Millwall, you could have it off because you could be a bad player as in a Luton player, but Millwall won't test you and see what you're about. They'll just sit. So you could just go pop, 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 and Millwall won't know or be willing to exploit your weaknesses because we don't want to attack. But in the second half, we went for it. We got our goal and we thrived on that. And again, look, some of our deliveries with the box weren't great. Some of our crosses nearly went out the stand, and some of our shots did too. But we had a go, and that's all you want as a Millwall fan. You know, we never, as I said, we're never going to beat Barcelona. We're never going to get in the Premier League. We're never going to beat teams 4-5-0 in this division. But just go out there and fucking give it your all. And the players did that in the second half. So why have they not done that for the previous few weeks? Again, I'm not blaming Harris. Is it the manager? Is it the players? It's definitely something conflicting in there, in my opinion. Once again, you know, and again. We didn't kill off the game. Matt Smith has a golden opportunity to stick in header, and Harry's missed it. I don't know. And Neil Harris can't do anything about that. The big man's got to score back post. He's just got to get across himself, but he sort of lets the power glance it, and it somehow goes wide from a yard. Then, you know, some people again were moaning in the stands last night, saying we sat back after that. I don't think we sat back. I just think we've gone through it so much that you can't be intense. You can't be all in for 90 minutes. You can't even be all in for 45. The pendulum and the momentum of games will swing, and other teams will get opportunities. And I just think we run out of gas by the time that Luton did get their equaliser. Yes, it was in the 86th minute, and yes, we was starting to absorb pressure, and yes, we always concede late. So from a negative point of view, I would say we've played 2 games against 2 teams that I think will both get relegated, and we haven't managed to beat either of them. If we had taken the game to Luton from the off, we would have beaten them. If we had taken the game to Huddersfield from the off, we would have beaten them. And again, we've conceded a late goal. That's from the negative side. If you're Neil Harris, you know, I'll be sitting here saying, well, look, the players have seen they can play. You've seen they've got it in them. Why are they not going out there? Neil Harris can only do so much. And the fight that they had in the last half an hour, he's got no power over that, really. He can only send them out there to war with all the best tools. Maybe he doesn't always send them out there with the best tools and the best instructions, but they fought in that last half an hour, and that's just in the player's own mentality and personal choice. So, you know, on the positive side, Neil Harris could say, look, I can still run them up. They was there for the second half. We had a good go second half, and Neil Harris can also say, there's no easy games in this league. 2 away games against a team that's got promoted last season from League One and a team that's got relegated from the Premier League. They'll both be fighting for their lives, and we've got 2 points on the road from 2 games. So there is 2 sides of looking at the coin. Unfortunately for me, I just still think it's done and dusted, and I think we're going to get our arseholes handed to us on a plate on Saturday against Leeds. And I don't want to say that. It hurts me to say that, but I think that's what's going to happen. It's definitely bought Harris some more time, in my opinion. Again, listen, people could be sitting there saying, what the fuck are you talking about, mate? You know, he's nowhere near losing his job. But I don't know. I just got the feeling that he is. And 2 points against 2 very poor sides in this division. Sides that we're very, very much capable of beating. if we're at our best. That's, in my opinion, that's, there's still problems in the camp. There's still big problems in the camp. But if the players turn up and play like they did in the second half against Leeds and lose 4-0, you can't knock it. Leeds are a very good side with a lot of money, a big club that, once again, for the 10 millionth time, looking to get out of this division. But if we turn up and play against Leeds like we did in the second half against Luton and we get spanked, so be it. We've tried our best. It's when the team are not applying themselves, they're not trying their best, they're afraid to cross the halfway line. We're not going for teams. We're saying to teams, we'll sit and you'll try and break us down, and then if you do break us down, we'll respond. Neil Harris always talks about other teams and nullifying their strengths. Let's go out there. Let's be the Millwall 2017-2018, and let's fucking take it to teams and see what happens. If Neil Harris is expecting us to lose games anyway, there is nothing to lose, is there? If he's expecting us to lose games and him to eventually lose his job, I don't think he's a million miles off that now anyway. So, again, go and compete against teams. Go for teams. We've played some bad teams away from home this year. Blackburn, Middlesbrough, who else? Blackburn, Middlesbrough, Luton and Huddersfield are 4 bad teams, in my opinion. I'm not just saying that to try and fucking get Harris more in the shit. I'm not saying that to piss the fans of the other team supporters off. 4 bad sides were easily beatable. As it stands, we've got 3 points from 4 away games there. And again, if you're looking at Harris in perspective, is that a bad thing? Maybe it isn't. But we've got some very difficult games coming up. Those were 2 of the easier games within our recent fixture list. And with an international break after Leeds, if we lose against Leeds Saturday, I think things could maybe turn. But there you go. That's just my opinion. Again, people might be watching this and saying, what's he talking about? We're doing as well as we did last season, if not better at this point. We've got new players in and we're getting results on the road. We need results at home now. If we're going to get points away from home with shit performances, at home's where we've got to shine. On the back of last night, going into the Leeds game, which I will cover probably tomorrow, our best 11 is probably the 11 that was out there last night. If Marlon Romeo plays like he did in the second half, Ryan Leonard thought did all right last night. But Bradshaw, the energy of Bradshaw, the energy of Jed, the energy of Thompson, we've got to make that count. We've got to make those boys count. Malumbi, energy, young, exciting, pacey, players that want to fight, players that have got ideas, not only quick ideas, but they've got quick ideas, quick in their mind, quick with their feet, move the ball quick, get people on the overlap, get balls into the box from out wide. Fuck the long diag off, because it's never going to work in a million years against Leeds, I don't personally think. Must say as well, I forgot to mention, Bartosz Bulkowski, as Pete rightly said, pulled off 2 unbelievable saves, 2 fantastic saves. First half, point blank, gets his hands up, puts one there, and in the second half he pushes one onto the post early, which was very, showed his agileness. Is that even a word? I don't know, but I've gone with it. But yeah, listen, there were positives to take from the game last night. I'm not going to lie to you. If we'd lost that game last night, I'd have been Harris out full-time. I would have said it in my full-time reaction. But there was people at full-time very disappointed. And again, you could look to Bulkowski keeping us in it. But there again, he's our goalkeeper and Neil Harris has bought him. And loaned him. And that's what he's there for, to do his job and to keep us in games. That's the positives, having a goalkeeper that's willing to go outside the bracket of doing his normal job. Still don't think Jordan Archer's got a club, by the way. But anyway... yeah, Bulkowski was good last night, but that's what you expect from your goalkeeper. Ryan Tunnicliffe got round of the match from there, and they're a tannoy announcer. Didn't even see him touch the ball. That's always going to happen. So, well done to Ryan Tunnicliffe on his man of the match performance against Millwall. Don't know where they pulled that one out. It's very random at the minute at Millwall. It's a very random turnout in general. But I did come away from that game last night, although it was only Luton, yes, and although they'll be down there, yes, I come away a lot happier in the second half. At the full time, there was positives to take. The fight does seem to be there in very small patches. For half an hour in the second half, it was there, but we got to build on that now. And if we're building it against Leeds and beat them, then surely the only way is up. And what I've been saying wasn't right, and Neil Harris should still be in a job. But for the amount of people now getting on what I was saying and agreeing with, maybe not agreeing personally with me what I've been saying, but the Harris out chance last night, boring Millwall, shit. Because it is, and it was. But the second half, positives to take from it. Definite, in my opinion, definite positives to take from it. And we move forward to the Leeds game at the Den on Saturday. Again, the atmosphere will be rocking. The crowd will be up for it. The players need to give us that second half an hour, which they give us at Luton, from the start. And if they do that, then God forbid we might be in with a chance. But listen, I will cover that game tomorrow in a pre-match prediction. There'll probably be some fan score predictions. I know it's a day late, but with midweek games flow in, and me trying to get a bit of a snooker in on a Thursday afternoon / morning. I've lost again today. Anyway, that's another story. That's for a snooker channel if I ever start one, which I don't think I will, because at the minute I'm not really enjoying the Lions TV one. But we march on to Leeds Saturday. I'll be back for a pre-match prediction tomorrow. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.